You ever have those nights where everything's quiet, but your brain just won't stop talking? You're lying there, maybe scrolling your phone or staring at the ceiling, and you just feel this weird ache in your chest. It's not quite sadness. It's not even exactly pain. It's more like a hollow space. And you can't really explain it. You just feel lonely, like deeply, existentially lonely. And maybe you start wondering, when did it get like this? When did growing up start to feel so lonely? It's kind of wild, isn't it? When we were younger, all we wanted to do was grow up, stay up late, eat what we want, make our own rules, get out of school, live our own lives. And then it happens. We do grow up. We move out, get jobs, make our own choices. But no one really warned us that with all that freedom comes a kind of quiet isolation, one that creeps in slowly, not all at once, but bit by bit. A text left unanswered here, a missed birthday there, friends moving away, priorities shifting, and one day you look around and realize that the world feels bigger, and you feel smaller, less connected, more alone. It's not just you. A lot of people feel this way, even if they don't say it out loud. Because loneliness, especially in adulthood, carries this weird shame with it. Like you should have it all figured out by now. Like having no one to call on a bad day is somehow your fault. But honestly, that's just not true. Growing up is lonely sometimes. And it's okay to say that. You know, when we were kids, making friends was easy. Like, you just showed up. That was it. You liked the same cartoon or had the same color lunchbox, and boom, you were best friends. But as adults, things aren't that simple anymore. Everyone's busy. Everyone's got jobs, bills, obligations. People are dating, getting married, having kids, moving to new cities, new countries. It's not that people stop caring, it's just that life gets in the way. And maintaining friendships starts to feel like work, like another thing on your never ending to do list. And then there's this other layer, right? The emotional layer. You start to question yourself, like, do people actually like me? Am I hard to be friends with? Am I boring now? You begin to doubt your worth, not just as a person, but as someone worth sticking around for. And that hurts in a way that's hard to describe. It's not just loneliness, it's self-doubt wrapped in silence. Social media doesn't help either. We scroll through highlight reels of everyone's life and think we're the only ones struggling. Everyone's smiling, going to brunch, getting engaged, traveling, and you're just trying to get out of bed some mornings. You feel left behind, like everyone got a manual on how to be an adult and you missed the memo. But again, most people are faking it. Most people are tired and overwhelmed and lonely too. They're just better at hiding it. And here's the thing that no one tells you. Loneliness doesn't always look like being alone. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. You can have 100 followers, a full calendar, even a relationship, and still feel like no one really sees you. That kind of loneliness is the hardest to talk about. Because how do you explain that to someone? How do you say, yeah, I'm grateful for my life, but I still feel this aching emptiness inside? There's also this pressure to be doing something with your life all the time. Like if you're not hustling, building, achieving, then what are you even doing? But that mindset leaves so little room for just being, for stillness, for connection, for sitting down with someone and talking for hours without checking your phone, for laughing so hard your stomach hurts, for crying in someone's arms and knowing they won't judge you. We crave that kind of connection, but we're scared to ask for it. Because being vulnerable is hard. It feels risky. Like, what if they don't feel the same? What if they pull away? But you know what? That risk is worth it. Because as lonely as growing up can feel, it doesn't have to stay that way. We don't have to wait for someone else to fix it. We can reach out. We can send the first text. We can start the conversation. It might feel awkward or scary, but most of the time, people are just waiting for someone to go first. And I get it. It's exhausting to always be the one to reach out. It's tiring to feel like you care more than others do. But sometimes that little message, that quick call, that random voice memo, it can mean the world to someone else. It can remind them that they're not alone. And in doing that, you remind yourself too. Also, let's talk about how growing up changes the way we view ourselves. Like, remember how confident we used to be as kids? We'd wear the wildest outfits, sing loudly, even if we were off key, tell people exactly what we wanted to be when we grew up. But somewhere along the way, life chipped away at that confidence. Rejection, comparison, failure. All those things pile up, and suddenly you're questioning everything. You second guess every decision. You worry about what people think. You try to be palatable so you don't scare anyone off. And that's lonely too, because you're not even fully you anymore. You're this edited version of yourself, trimmed down to fit into everyone else's comfort zone. But what if you didn't do that? What if you started showing up as the real you again? The loud, quirky, soft, complicated, deeply feeling you? Maybe the right people would finally see you. Maybe you'd feel less alone. Because when you're fully yourself, you attract people who love you for you, not just for the version of you that makes them comfortable. Growing up also comes with loss. Sometimes it's big, like losing a loved one. Other times, it's more subtle, like growing apart from childhood friends or realizing your parents aren't perfect. Each little loss adds another layer to that loneliness. It's grief, really. Grieving the life you thought you'd have, the person you thought you'd be, the relationships you thought would last forever. And grief is heavy. It makes everything feel harder. But it also makes you stronger, more tender, more real. So if you're feeling lonely right now, I just want to say, me too. You're not the only one lying awake at night wondering what it all means. You're not the only one who feels like they're drifting in a sea of people who seem to have it all together. You're not weird. You're not broken. You're just human. A beautifully messy, deeply feeling human trying to make sense of a world that often feels like it's moving too fast. And I know this won't magically fix the ache, but maybe it helps to know you're not the only one. Maybe it helps to hear that someone else gets it, that someone else has cried on the bathroom floor, or wandered a crowded street feeling invisible, or sat alone in a cafe wondering if anyone would notice if they were gone. You're not invisible. You matter. Your feelings are valid. Your story isn't over. And even if it doesn't feel like it right now, connection is possible. Joy is possible. Real friendship, real love, it's all still out there. Sometimes growing up feels lonely because it forces us to grow inward first, to learn how to sit with ourselves, to understand our own needs, to give ourselves the compassion we so easily give others. That's not easy, but it's powerful, and it's the foundation for every connection you'll ever build. So tonight, if you're feeling that ache again, breathe. Let it be. Text someone, journal it out, cry if you need to, but don't bottle it lie that you have to go through this alone. We're all figuring it out, stumbling through the dark, reaching for each other. And I promise, somewhere out there, someone is reaching back. Growing up can be lonely, but it's also where we find our strength, our truth, our people, and eventually, ourselves.